We're talking trees. It's Christmas. We're talking trees. Look at my baby. My name is Scott Lechner, and I'm the manager of SoHo Trees flagship location at Varick and 6th Avenue in Manhattan. What we have here is some beautiful Canadian balsams. These are from Antigonish, Nova Scotia, one of God's natural balsam treasure areas that grow the most gorgeous balsam in existence, as you can see. This weekend should be intensely busy. We'll probably sell 300 trees that afternoon here, that day here. I sleep in the trailer about 4 or 5 times a week. I have 3 Winnebagos as such in Manhattan's environs. We have office trailers around, and we maintain an apartment and shelter for our guys back in Brooklyn. So we put up about 20 of our staff of 65. Mountain climbers, hikers, world travelers, revelers, mountain type men, mixed in with actors and actresses that are in between gigs that gotta make money and they're not baristas, you know, because everyone else is a barista. Plenty of them also mixed in, and a construction worker that just finished a job and he knows he's not starting for 40 days. And ever since he's 12, he always wanted to do Christmas trees, you know? I mean, tons of that.
Yes, I saw you.
A collection of zany characters, the different experiences, the different customer interactions.
It's full all around, there's no wide, there's no gaps.
Proving myself that I can get through the season for the 41st time, like the old man in the mountain. Of course, Dominique Ansel. What are you kidding me? Give me 2 seconds. This is one of my, yeah, they were asking about my clients. I'm sorry, this is, how you doing, my friend?
Sorry, guys.
This is Inside Edition. And this is Dominique Ansel of Ansel Bakery, one of the most famous, most delicious bakeries you ever saw. You know, how are you? Good. Nice to see you too. I'll be in 5 minutes. Hello, how are you? He's a big celebrity. Mariah Carey, Carmen Electra, the whole staff of $1 Million Listings, Meg Ryan, Brooke Shield.
Christmas, your share. Just a little taste.
The De Niro family, all of them. Mariah Carey was, I was calling her Mary. And she said, what? My name's Mariah. I said, Mary, come over here. And I gave her a couple of shots and she was like, I said, she was, you can call me anything. She couldn't believe I really didn't know who it was.
And what kind of tree is Mariah Carey getting?
She got about a 12-foot. I thought it was going to even be bigger. She just bought some real estate up the block. She put the whole building, or the whole floor. And she wanted something pretty grandiose, but then we figured out her ceiling wasn't that tall. So she got about an 11 or 12-foot Fraser fir, much like one of those bigger ones there, like that size. Not the biggest, but nice size.
So I am just looking for something that will work for my new apartment. I just moved to Long Island City with my boyfriend, and we have a perfect little place next to our TV.
And what do you think the tree will add to the office?
Just like a festive smell, a festive look. We're going to decorate it very nicely, obviously, interior design. We already have someone hard on the case working on the design of it. Yeah.
I do get billionaires bargaining with me for $10 though. You think I'm kidding. It's so true, and I don't mind telling America that. We Googled them. You just sold your business for $468 million. What does it matter if you pay $350 or $370? You know, it's like dandruff. I tell them, shrimp cocktails more. What do you? They like it. It's like a challenge. In the old days, we all bargained in the marketplace. Well, New York City law says that we cannot sell Christmas trees indoors, and it must be in an outdoor venue. So we carry with us the tradition of the old-fashioned marketplace where you would bargain. If you put a roof over us and a cash register or cashier in the front, someone would pick out a tree and it was $150, they'd pay $150 plus tax. Here they're like, the richest guy will say, how about $140? Like, why? Okay, just go, you know. I'll give you a discount on the stand. I'll give you a $40 stand for $25, all right? Because it's for the church. But I mean, if someone came in and said, look, I only got $45 and I need a tree, I got kids at home, we'll find something for them. And it won't be a $45 tree, it'll probably be a tree that cost me $60, you know, and I would give it to them.
I'm going to go and make the trees
smells like Christmas. You know, why do people like the trees, right? They like the trees because it reminds them of the spirit of Christmas, of joy, and pine, of course, and cinnamon and cookies, and you know, the joy that Christmas brings in, right?
What is it, aromatherapies? Christmas trees is absolutely a natural one. Put people around a Christmas tree in their home, they feel better. Case closed. They're just happier, nicer, and you know, they feel better. They don't know why. They think it's just a holiday revel, but it's also the olfactory system, making them feel, reminding them, reminiscent of their childhood, their youth growing up, and the people they've shared Christmas with. They come over with their kids. They must bring the kids over to introduce me to their new grandchildren, the new generations. Scott, this one's, the tree we're getting this year is for these kids. And I'm like, oh my God, I used to do that for you. I used to give them candy canes. So it's just precious. Seeing the kids grow up and everything, it's incredible. And it makes me feel like Santa's helper for a couple of 100 years though already. Like I'm a North Pole freeze, you know, where I don't age, and I'm always like, I saw your kid when he was 7, now he's 25, you know.
All right, cheers. Happy holidays.
Back then it wasn't an above ground industry. It was a very quasi, how should I say, dark side of the street where Christmas trees was controlled by, back then, the mob. And I grew up with a lot of them, not in them, with them, except I worked occasionally for them. They controlled the streets. They controlled the turf. And the turf was expensive. And it was a different era in New York. In Brooklyn, New York, we were raised around a lot of organized crime and a lot of non-organized crime. Most of my friends, and that which influenced me, even though we were nice boys and girls, were very influenced by the street and the thug mentality, and crime's the way to go. When I wasn't a pit boss or a croupier in one of their underground casinos at the time, they said, we just bought this bowling alley in Mill Basin, Brooklyn. I want you to put trees from one end to the other. That was my instructions, and from then it was launched. I took a lot of my friends off the street and gave them legitimate jobs. 40 years later, here we are, with 8 locations in Manhattan and the most exclusive trees, purveyors that New York ever saw. How do they say, man knows no scorn like that of a woman? Entrepreneur knows no scorn like that of a Christmas tree client waiting to show their kids the tree that's late on delivery. They hate me for a little while. Pardon me. SoHo.